Hi, friends. Welcome back to Universal Talks. I'm so excited to welcome someone really special and new, Christina Brady. She's a fellow Beyond Quantum Healing practitioner, a Reiki healer, quantum connect facilitator, and just seems like an all-around beautiful soul. We met through some mutual media friends, and from the start, I could just feel how aligned our energy was. It's been such a joy getting to know her a little bit behind the scenes, and now we finally get to co-create in this space together and share it with all of you. Christina's story is such a powerful reminder that our healing journeys can start at any time, and that sometimes the most profound awakenings come from after we've poured ourselves into raising families and supporting others. She's a wife, a mom of four, a grandmother of nine. That just is blowing my mind. Like you're, anyways, we'll talk about that. And it's just, I'm excited. I think it was, I saw in 2022, we'll get into the details of when she got certified in Beyond Quantum Healing, but her sharings have just been profound, and I'm excited to hear her journey more. You're going to love this one. So as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that annoying stuff I know to ask, but it really helps. And let's dive in. Hi, Christina. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And thank
Good.
you for having me, and thanks for that beautiful intro.
Of course. Yeah. Like it's still like I know I keep coming back to the grandmothers, just like you never ask women their age, but you're killing it.
I appreciate it. They're all close in age, all my grandkids.
Yeah.
So seems like there's been three eh, three every year, it feels like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
2021, the first three were born.
Okay.
And then 2022, we had our next three, and I may be off by a month or so.
Okay. So they're young, young.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, and then we skipped a year. And 2024, we had three more. So yeah,
Wow.
we're at
Wow.
nine.
What a
And
blessing.
they're super fun. Super.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, that's great. I have one. I'm a one and done though. And so, and he's turning 15 this month. So it's just like, it's very surreal. Yeah.
Yeah. What a good age.
It is. Yeah. Every stage is amazing, as you know, but yeah, I do miss, of course, little snuggle baby stages. So, so speaking of, I always like starting at the beginning of people's journeys. What was young Christina like? What was your upbringing like?
I grew up in a small town. Actually, I live about 20 minutes from the town I grew up in. So,
Oh,
so pretty close.
okay.
Um, I grew up in my dad had a union job
Hmm.
as a sheet metal worker, a
Okay.
welder. My mom would do whatever she could so that she could stay home with us. So she drove a bus, she worked at the cafeteria, just, an average little family living in a little country life.
Yeah.
And as far as upbringing, basic. I mean, my story really is just an average, like, grew up in a small town and had a fabulous life. I was loved and cared for, and my parents are still here today, living that in the same house I grew up in. So
Wow. I
just
love that. That's so rare.
it is rare. It is rare.
It
And
is.
it's just the small town mentality. So I was like a small town girl.
Yeah. I love
I
that.
married my high school sweetheart.
Oh,
Yeah, and I got married when I was 18,
okay.
joined a religion that he belonged to,
Okay.
a high demand religion, and we raised all four of our kids in that religion. And uh, I, let's see, exited that religion around 2022.
Okay.
And 2021, 2022, it kind of all started unraveling from there.
Gotcha.
When that took place, that's when I discovered Dolores Cannon.
Okay. Awesome. We'll get there. That's an amazing segue. I love that. So you're a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and you supported your husband's business and you homeschooled your kids, right? Wow. That's
Yeah.
a whole lifetime of service and love. So when did you feel the nudge? You said 2022, but like what was that nudge, the for that shift?
So being from being a member of a pretty high demand religion, uh, my entire world revolved around everything within that religion.
Yeah.
Everything I did was based on what I believed,
Okay.
what I ate, what I drink, what I read, what I don't read, what I watch. You know, everything, every aspect of my life revolved around a church.
Hmm.
Well, my husband found a letter and he said, I think we should read this together. We read the letter. It opened my eyes to some things that didn't quite align with me anymore within the religion. And my world kind of fell apart at that point. So,
What was this letter? Or where was this letter from?
so um, the letter was written by a member of the who had a person who had been a member of the church, and
Gotcha.
they opened some are my eyes to some truths
Okay.
that longer aligned, and I felt a little bit lied to, a little
Yeah.
bit jaded.
Hmm.
So when that happened, which it had to, golly, it had to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Everything is divinely timed.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't want to bash any religion. So even
Sure.
though I had that shift within me, it no longer aligned with me.
Right.
The truth, my truth then shifted.
Right.
And it was okay that it shifted, but it shifted.
Hmm.
No longer aligned, but because it no longer aligned, that meant that I didn't know what was up and what was down, what was right and what was wrong. I didn't know truth. I like everything felt like it had to crumble. My
Yeah.
foundation crumbled. And that foundation was all I had. I mean, yes, I had my family, but our whole family belonged to this religion. So when that
Yeah.
breaks down, it left me raw and vulnerable, and it left me curious about everything. I don't know what's right and what's wrong anymore, black and white. I was in this black and white world. I just,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
I questioned everything then.
Hmm.
So that's when things kind of shifted for me. And when they shifted, let's see, I traveled to help one of our daughters. My husband and I helped her move to California on a Marine base with her husband.
Okay.
And when that took place, we were getting ready to travel home and went to visit a sister-in-law. And that sister-in-law was like, have you ever heard of Dolores Cannon? Because she had some connections with some past lives that she shared with me. And I'm like, so weird. Okay. Um, and the first books I read of Dolores's were the A Walk with Jesus, because I had just left this religion and I even was questioning, is Jesus real? Like, who is Jesus?
Hmm.
Everything I've been taught was, hmm, it no longer aligned with me. It felt like a lie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then that left me in the world of figuring it out for myself. I need to know truths and I need to find them. And even then, how do you know what's true?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I read Dolores's book about Christ and how somebody had a lifetime with Christ, I'm like, oh, there's answers. Can if somebody can connect with a lifetime, then wow, I bet I could do this. Then the cogs in my head start flipping. I'm like, if she can do this, surely I can do this. So one book led to another book, led to another book. I read, I don't know, not all of them, but I was on the Dolores Cannon train.
Yep.
I wanted to know everything she wrote. I wanted to know about every session she ever gave and had, and I took my dive.
Yeah. I love how I'm hearing how Dolores, I should say, enters people's lives because it's usually like, it's not very subtle. It's very seldom subtle. It's like, wow, here I am. Here you are. Let's go. I love it.
And it wouldn't have been that way if I had just tiptoed out of religion.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
had to crumble
Yep.
because then I was wide open to, I don't know what's true, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna have to find it on my own.
Yeah.
Uh, Nobody's gonna do it for me.
And
Uh,
so I'm guessing through this research, is that how you connected with Candace? Candace Craw-Goldman?
yep. So that story there is I got my hands on any book I could, and then I was researching how to do what Dolores did.
Hmm.
And so I would look at past life regression books. I'm like, surely, because it felt like, and I don't know exactly what led me to believe this, but it felt like Dolores, even though she learned with her husband how to do the hypnosis, it felt like she had a lot of things that she learned on her own.
Oh yeah.
So I was digging. I'm the true DIYer. I'm like, I'm going to learn how to do this without taking a course. Surely I can figure this out.
Yeah.
And I found myself getting stuck everywhere I could. I got stuck. So then I looked into Dolores's course. And I'm like, gee whiz, at this point, I'm still this stay-at-home mom, kind of working in the background
Yeah.
with my husband's construction company, doing this and that. But really, I have a lot of time on my hands. Kids are no longer at home. I'm a new
Yeah.
grandmother. I have a lot of time to do this. So then I couldn't find how Dolores did it. There was no videos, there was nothing to show me. And I'm like, surely somebody has and anyways, I researched her course.
Yeah.
Kind of expensive because again, I'm like, do I go to my husband and talk to him about this and say, well, there's this course and level one looks like this?
Yeah.
I somehow came across a radio program where Candace was on this radio station.
Okay.
I don't know how to find that radio station. It's on
Wow.
the web somewhere. I
Okay.
mark it, but I remember her saying she had a session with Dolores, and that in this radio broadcast she was doing, she said, "I do plan on sharing my session." So then I'm driven. I'm like, I will finally get
Yeah.
here, Dolores giving a session. I dug through the internet,
Yeah.
dug. And then I kind of took off down the Candace path and found she had her course,
Mm.
which for anybody who's looked it up was very reasonably priced.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't have a level.
Yep.
And so I'm like, wait, so you don't have to have levels? I had already looked into doing a session here. I had looked into um, a hypnosis person. I had found somebody who had taken level one of Dolores's course on some, maybe the QHHT website. I really
Yeah.
don't know how I came across it, but she was only level one. She didn't live too far away. And I'm like, if you're only level one, what do you know? It's all stuff that I'm new at. I don't
For
know, but
sure.
that's my first instinct is, well, do I want a level one person?
Right. Yeah.
So when I found Candace, I approached my husband. I'm like, I really think I need to give this a shot. And he goes, okay, go for it. So I jumped and I completely got through the course and found out she did an immersion course. And I went, you mean I can go I can go and meet Candace, who knew Dolores, and I'm gonna be able to do sessions with her. She'll help me hands on. I definitely need this one. And so back to my husband, I'm like, okay, I finished this. They're having an immersion course, and I had to scoot. I hadn't finished the so I'll back up. I hadn't finished the actual online course, but I was close.
Okay.
And that's when I found the immersion, and I'm like, I gotta hurry up now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I started the course in like August, and the immersion was in October.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, and I
Yeah.
probably did sessions before I do it. And so
Oh, I
I
love that. I
I
love that.
jumped, and I from that point on, I seriously feel like life just it jump on because it's going. We're going fast.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it was like. And so I went to my first immersion class, and I was worried because at the time, this breaks into my first experience with Quantum Connect,
Mm,
because I text Candace, or I sent her an email, and I said, I'm worried about immersion. I feel like I'm one of those very logical minded people, and I have a hard time. I tried to have a session with a couple different people, and I don't think I can go under, in, however you want to phrase it.
right, right.
And I could almost picture her going,
Yep.
oh,
Yeah.
bring it. So,
Yeah, she loves that. She loves the newbies, as she says. Yeah.
yeah. And she said, "Do you have a minute for me to call you?" And I think she was out in her barn working her horses.
Yeah.
And she calls me, and she's like, "I don't have very long to talk, but I want to talk to you. What makes you think?" And so I told her, I've tried to go in, and I can't. And I fall asleep during these guided meditations when I
Oh,
try to
yeah.
put them on TV. When somebody tries to take me in, I don't go anywhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's at that point she said, "Are you shy?" I'm like, "I don't feel like I'm extremely shy." She's like, "If you don't mind me using you in front of the class, I'd like to utilize you and show how Quantum Connect works."
Mm,
And I'm like, "Use me, teach me. I am open
yes.
to learn from."
Yeah.
And fortunately, I got to beta test that Quantum Connect course before, when she started to release it.
Yep.
Oh, Quantum Connect is close to my heart because I figured it out. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. And I think I use Quantum Connect in every session now.
Really.
I think I use it to kind of open that imagination
Yeah.
and
Yep.
touch base and see how people work.
Hmm.
And so Quantum Connect is like, it's close. I hold it like one of the dearest little tools in my tool bag.
Yeah. How exciting. This was all in 2022, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Wow.
And from there, I signed up for the next immersion course, and I was at the next one too, because I just had this like desire to be as good as I can get.
Hmm.
And I went back the second time.
So what would
So,
you say like stands out about that, about learning in that kind of community?
wow.
Because I've yet to go. Like she always reminds me every year, it just it hasn't aligned yet. And I'm bummed that it's not again this year, but especially because she said it's going to be the last one for a while. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
no, I missed it, but it'll happen. It'll happen.
it'll happen.
Yes.
Okay, so um my I the first each one's been different. So I've been to four each one has been different. The first one, like I'm new, I'm learning, I am like right there, and there are experienced people all around me, and I'm like, I have no knowledge of energy work at all. All of this stuff is fun. Let's party. That
Yes.
was like, I loved rubbing shoulders with everybody.
Yeah.
I loved being able to ask questions and grow. And it was, I learned from the new people and some of the stuff they were already doing, but yet they were brand new in BQH.
Right.
The Beyond Quantum Healing world was still new to them. I learned from those who had been there, done that, been doing it for years, and came from more experience.
Yep.
I feel like I got the one-on-one with Candace where I could ask questions and find out things and learn from her directly, as well as Donna and Diana are both there. Donna McMurtry and Diana Adair, like they they have so many nuggets to learn from as well. I
Yes.
made great friends every single course. I feel like I make these amazing connections,
I'm sure. Yeah.
build my tribe because listen, I I lost everybody except for my
Mm.
family. I
Yeah.
mean, my tribe fell apart.
Yeah.
And so building my tribe is another one,
Yes.
along with growing every time, putting more tools in my tool bag of how somebody does it a little different.
Yep.
But yet, I mean, you follow the basic pattern, but the little nuggets that everybody has to contribute, there's nothing like getting together in a group
Yeah.
and
Especially with quantum healers because it's just everyone's so supportive and there's no competition. It is like you said, it's more like, ooh, how can we use this? Not like, oh, let me outdo this. It's such a beautiful space. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And watching them, I mean, I went to one of them and there were sound bowls and we played, and that was at, I think we all stayed in an Airbnb, or not everybody, but a lot of people stayed together. And
Yeah.
at night we just had powwows. We go to dinner, we hang out. Like you're connecting. You're not just going to a class and
Right.
home. Like you're making a connection. You've committed
Yes.
to come for the 5 days. You're spending time together. You're learning people because you're doing sessions right along with them.
Hmm.
You're facilitating, you're being the client. You're learning on both sides. You're not just
Right.
learning from a
Yeah.
practitioner's point of view. You're in a setting where you're like, oh, that client could possibly, or when I do that, like as a client, getting to do having somebody do a session for you can see things that you would shift in your own practice.
For sure.
So on both sides, I feel like there's a golden egg there to take a moment and hang out together, learning and growing and expanding, as well as just building your relationships with people.
Oh,
So
you're not hopping my FOMO at all. I don't have again. I don't. It's okay. It's all meant to be. It's beautiful. I was just so bummed that again this year because I thought it was going to work out this year, but it's. Are you going next month or is it
yeah,
this month? When is it?
I'll be for the end of this month, the end of this
Yeah.
beginning of May.
Oh, yay! Fun.
Yeah.
I'll be there in spirit.
Oh. And if anything changes,
Yes. Yeah. You never know. You never know. So, I know you said you do a lot of Quantum Connect, but you do BQH as well. And I'm curious. I always love asking because I haven't had many practitioners on. What is it like for you to hold space for someone during a BQH session?
it's beautiful. I man, uh some people have this. I love being a practitioner. I love facilitating. Um Even in the immersion course, I'd much rather facilitate than be the client
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's being able to hold that and give somebody an opportunity to dig a little deeper and and knowing they trust you with those things that are could come up is is beyond, it's really beyond description. You really can't express to anybody. I mean, I can do the best I can here, but
Yeah, it's hard. That's why I love asking. I'm like, how are you going to explain it?
for me, it's a privilege. It's
Mm,
like honorable position that I get to be this person to help somebody make their connection with their divine self,
yes.
with their, I call it divine self,
Hmm.
it's higher self, conscious, whatever you want to give a name to.
Yeah,
I found that using the divine self works in my world in a beautiful way,
I like that.
making that higher connection. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, my heart just swells
Yeah, I felt it. I could feel it.
about it. Yeah, I love.
Beautiful. I'm the same way. Like I just gush. I do. It's just there is no words. It's beyond quantum healing. Leave it to Candace with her queen of words.
It's
It's so
perfect.
simple, but yeah, powerful. It just gets the point across. Yeah.
Yes,
Same with
very much.
immersion class. I meant to say that as you're explaining it. Like, yes, it sounds very, I almost said it sounds immersive, but like, of course it does, because it's an immersion class. Go ahead, Candace, with your words. I love it.
And it goes so much further. Yes, you learn the quantum healing side, but there's so many more things. I mean,
Yeah.
because Candace created uh this amazing modality that allows you to use all the tools in your tool bag.
Yes. Yeah.
Like there's so much more that you learn in the immersion
Yeah.
because you can utilize. I've
Hmm.
watched them move energy. We played with having the copper pyramids and doing, you
Yeah.
guys probably watched some of those sessions that
Yeah.
she shared
Yeah.
from Immersion, and it's fun.
It's
Like,
so fun. Yeah, it looks fun, I should say, because again, I haven't been there, but it looks amazing.
yeah,
Um, you've mentioned that all healing is self-healing, which I, of course, resonate with. Can you expand on that, what that means to you?
we have everything within us. Every tool we need is within us. Our bodies know how to heal.
Mm,
Our souls, our higher self, every particle of us knows how to heal. It's these mental blocks we've put up that close us off and that we don't recognize as blocks. And so self healing is just exactly that. Like everything is within us. And facilitating a session for somebody is just helping them unlock when they're ready to unlock the right blocks. And I say that, and then I'm like, is that really true? Like, there more? Is there more that needs to be said around
there's
that?
always more. Words are can be very limiting, I know.
Oh, definitely.
Especially with this line of work. Yeah, it's just like that's why I have a podcast. I want to talk about it.
It's definitely hard to describe, but it, yeah. So it's just that self-healing. Everything is within us.
Yep.
We have the tools we need. We're just
Hmm.
getting into them
Yep.
at the right time. At least when you're nudged to reach out, to learn something new, to have a session, to go that direction, it it's for your higher good that you're doing so.
Yeah.
It's up to you whether you follow it.
Yep.
How often we ignore a prompt
Oh yeah.
and who knows how many missed up.
Until they get way too loud to ignore. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's one of those things that, ooh, this is your path, hurry up,
Yes. Yeah.
for sure.
What role do you think that intuition plays in your work? And have you always been intuitive? I know you talked about like your religion, but did you still have this like intuitive side to you?
I think everybody does.
Yes.
I think that some of us have a harder time recognizing it, and for good reason. I think we all come in at the specific time in our life. I'm thinking about my what I now understand as my astrological placement and
Mm,
what I chose to enter into and how I constructed everything. When it comes right down to my intuitive nudges, I'm learning on a daily basis more about my own nudges, and that intuitiveness, it's there.
yeah.
Everybody has it.
Yeah.
It's just recognizing it and seeing how you've set yourself up to communicate best.
Mm, I like that.
So for me, I'll get a little nudge. I'm not what I've heard other people talk about being intuitive, being able to see the auras, feeling the things.
Yeah. All the Clairs. Yeah.
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 Personally, mine looks a lot different. But remember, I have this very logical mind. And even my clients that I feel like I connect with most are those that struggle a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's it's because I understand them.
Right.
I'm like, I get it.
Hmm.
Totally understand.
That's another beautiful thing about this work is how you notice the patterns of the practitioner and the clients that they attract, because of course, like attracts like. And so it's just always really cool, whether it be like what you shared or if it's more like trauma based. Sometimes it's galactic. It could be like I just fairies. Like, yeah, it's beautiful.
So true. So when it comes right down to it, I would say everybody has the intuitive nature within.
Yeah.
It's recognizing it for what it really is. Some people it's stronger and it will show up way different than in
Mhm.
others.
Yeah.
And so highly intuitive. Do I want to say that? I don't want to not say it
Yeah.
because it's
I
there.
love how careful you are with words. I'm the same way. Like etymology is, I'm a nerd for it. I'm like, ooh, I don't think you used that word correctly. Do you know the energetics behind that word?
Right. And you don't want to close it off. You're careful about how I think and what I say.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely don't want to shut that part of me down.
No, no. So, going back a bit to Quantum Connects, since you've done so many, I would love to pick your brain about that a little bit more. Like, what would you say makes those so special, or at least just different from BQH?
The Quantum Connect for me personally, I didn't realize, and this is what Candace was trying to teach me when I went and she practiced with me in front of the class. I didn't realize how easy it was to connect to my higher self.
Mm,
I thought it had to be this completely trance state. I'm disconnected and I'm going to find out what my higher self has to say. And my session needs to look and feel. And I had all the expectations
yep.
of
Like
what
it
it
needs to be book worthy. Yes.
exactly.
I was the
And
same, yeah.
even though in the course we learn that's not the case, that's not going to shut my expectation off right away. It didn't for me at least. Again, the logical mind that I've come to cherish
Yeah.
is jumping in my way, and I learned how to bypass my logical mind, and I would not have learned had it not been her using the quantum. I mean, maybe I would have. I say that, but then I'm like, I might have eventually. But
Right.
it catapulted
Yes. Yes.
it it just catapulted me. I'm like, oh, that's how it's done. And I learned Quantum Connect right before I went into my very first session in my immersion course. So she had taught it so that
Hmm.
oh,
Okay.
then I went into the first session. I'm like, I get it. It's your imagination. Your imagination's king here.
Yes.
So I utilize it. I utilize it in most of my sessions because I'm trying to help people break through before we get started.
Yeah.
break through and know you're already connected. You're
Right.
already connected.
Yeah.
We're going to go a little bit deeper and see what you get, but you're already connected. So helping them break through and use that imagination in the beginning by using Quantum Connect. That's how I've applied it.
Okay.
I've done a few sessions, handful, probably more for people, for clients outside just standalone. But I consider it, even though it can be my standalone modality,
Hmm.
really use it as a tool.
Yeah.
So it's definitely used a lot in my world. So
I love it. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I was a little bit part of the creation too, so I'm in the training course and you can see a video of me. And
yeah,
it's like,
yep,
oh, this is so fun, Candace. This is again, leave it to her. I love her so much. And it's something that I kind of was already doing because it kind of is in the BQH training, like with the closet technique or the all that type of stuff, but it's just more expanded to help the
right.
client more. Yeah. To strengthen that already there connection, as you said. It's fun. And it's fun. It's not like because BQH can be fun, but it can be a lot of other things. Whereas Quantum Connect, I feel like is usually just fun. Unless you get like a emotional, happy moment. It's usually not like anything like heavy.
Yeah, and I think that's another icebreaker in
Yes.
sessions
Yep.
is to help people recognize, have fun with it. Because
Yeah.
that's what was happening really in my world is I was becoming so worried about making it happen that I forgot to have fun with it.
Exactly.
And the minute I had fun, I'm like, oh, okay, wait, that's so much easier. And
Mhm.
so working with your clients like I have with almost every session now, I just remember to have fun. And whatever pops in, I want you to follow it. Like
Yeah.
you're okay. Give yourself this huge permission slip to be
Yes.
and to
Yeah.
have a blast.
Yeah.
And I think I learned that from Donna and Diana too during the first immersion course. They're like, have fun. Like we get so serious. And
Yeah.
and you find we're naturally we want to know so many things when we go
Right.
into session
For
that
sure.
we forget that. Be light
Uh,
about it. We
yeah.
will get our answers.
Always. Always. Great. Great. All right. Shifting gears a little bit. You're obviously deeply rooted in family. How has this journey, would you say, impacted your relationships, especially like with your children and now grandchildren?
When I broke away from religion and started taking this completely different path, which was on the edge of everything I had known and taught,
Yeah.
I coined the phrase love me at my level.
Mm.
I did that because I was so worried in the beginning of being judged. I had been the judgiest of all when I was in the religion. And I wanted that piece to just flow through life and be loved wherever I was at. Whatever level I'm on of learning, I want to be loved there. And I looked at everybody in my family at that point and I said, I will love you at your level. Whatever path you choose, whatever you want to experiment with or learn about or grow in, I'm going to love you there. And that's been such an amazing shift for me.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm human. I have judgy moments where a thought will cross my mind. So once I remember that it really is their life and it's not mine, and to stay in my own lane and be okay with that, it's made me more relaxed. I feel like I'm happier because I'm not looking to judge anybody. Like I am in such a more peaceful place than I've ever been.
Yeah.
because I'm okay with whatever everybody chooses.
Yep.
And we've all made our path and we've all made our decisions. And it's, you know what, if we mess up, which I've even told myself, yeah, can you mess up? You can't even mess up. You can't.
No, I agree.
There's no mess ups. It's, ooh, I chose that. This is my consequence.
Yep.
It's not good and it's not bad. It's just that. It is. And I
What
am.
Bob Ross say, a happy accident. No mistakes, just a happy accident.
No mistakes. So
Yeah.
night and day. I
Mm,
love people where they're at. And if I have a judgment moment, I try and let it go as fast as I can.
yeah.
As fast as I recognize that I've done it, I try and let it go.
Yeah.
It and you're definitely, I mean, you're speaking to a human, so I can't say that I don't have those moments,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I try and catch them now and become who I hope everybody looks at me like. So
Mm.
do unto others, you know. So that's where I'm at, and that's been the biggest, I think the biggest shift is just I love you where you're at,
I
and
love
I hope you love me where I'm at. And if you don't, that's okay too.
it.
Like if you
Hmm.
have a hard time, like I'm gonna love you still in that space.
Yeah.
You may have a hard time with me, but you're gonna be okay, and I'm gonna be perfectly fine.
Yep. Yes.
So
That is sovereignty at its best. Yes. I love that. And it makes me think of, I don't know if you follow or know of Mel Brooks. Is it Brooks? Yeah. The let them theory, it's making me think of that, which is exploding right now because people love their catchphrase and viral things, but I love yours because it's more heart-centered, I feel like. But it's about the same thing. Just let them love them at that level. Like it's all on the same vibe. I love it.
yeah, let
Yeah.
them
I
whatever they
prefer yours though.
and I love them all. They're
Yeah.
like
Yes. Love them.
everybody,
Yes.
every way you can say it.
Mm.
Like just accept, move forward.
Hmm.
It's, it's a beautiful place to be in.
It really
It's
is.
it's the most freeing thing that I've ever experienced. Just
Yep.
that freedom of not, I don't have to, nothing has to be the way I needed it to be.
No.
And
No.
and, and when I can grasp it, that's peace. That's home. That's
Mm.
neutral. And
Mm.
it's yeah,
It's a good
the best
feeling.
place to live. Best place to
It's a
live.
very good feeling. Yeah. So, do you feel like more people, especially women, who've raised families, are waking up and finding their own voice or path in this way?
I think that the world is shifting and many people are changing course and they don't realize,
Very fast. Yeah.
they may not realize what that actually feels like.
Hmm.
It may be hitting them. And I think that my course specifically, me and my husband both, we have this journey has shifted. I will add this. I'm blessed in the fact that my husband and I made the journey together. He's also taken Candace's course.
Oh, wow.
It is certified as a
Yay.
quantum healer. He's not really practiced much other than with me. Uh,
Hmm.
with Donna and Diana, we went there and he has had sessions with them. We went to visit.
Awesome. That's awesome.
But as far as like anybody else in the world, I feel like there's a shift taking place. And more people are confused on what's really happening. And so the more we find the nudge to have a podcast, to use our voices, to share with others all that we are learning and open it up to not be judged, I think that you're going to find, or we're going to see, that that's becoming the new norm.
Hmm.
People are open to it because something's changed and they don't know what that is yet.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, thankfully, I the universe provides when you start having those moments. The
Yeah,
universe provides. But I think
always.
for me, I think that I was given an opportunity to go through this religious aspect of my life for a reason. I think that as people start making a shift out of it, and I think they are, that then they open up to what is that?
Yeah.
And spirituality is is still that. It's still this beautiful connection.
Yep.
And as they expand, they'll have people who have experienced it and have some words to help them through it.
Mm.
As far as women, maybe, maybe, but I think it's everyone. I've watched my husband like the shifts that are taking place. He feels things at a more energetic level than I do,
Okay.
and I've watched him go through things, and I'm like, wow, what's that like?
Awesome.
So
Noted. I'm building a list of because I want like to do some episodes with conscious couples. So you two
oh
would
yeah,
be amazing to have on.
oh, we would love it.
Yes,
We,
awesome.
but yeah, I think that I wouldn't necessarily, from my perspective, say more women than men. I maybe because, and maybe you come because of women being more intuitive or having more of an intuitive nature.
Hmm.
And yeah, maybe in my world, I've just not even pinpointed or focused
Yeah,
on just,
that's good. Yeah, I love it that you have bro. I call them bro stars because
yeah,
I'm building my bro star academies. I'm calling it because I feel like there's at least not in my life. That's why everyone's placed, like we said, where they need to be. So I'm connecting with more brothers because I there hasn't been many. At least I'm in Michigan though. I'm pretty dense area, so
even when we talk about immersion, my first immersion, all women.
Mhm.
Second immersion, all women.
Yeah,
The last two had each had two men,
good,
two men.
good. I love that.
So, and my husband almost he really considered going to this next one, but at work, there's that 3D stuff you got to take care of.
I know, I know. You gotta play the game.
Yeah, and so he had other commitments that he has to focus on, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Awesome.
So I think that's opening up to
Yes, I
hopefully
agree.
answer the question.
I agree. Yes, it does. Yes, very well said. So, like, what would you say? What is your vision for the future of healing and community and just connection?
Uh, I'm kind of going with the flow,
Yeah,
being open to whatever, because I really don't know. Honestly, really don't know.
right.
But for my own future, I I'm trying to gather any nuggets, any information, any growth that I can personally have when it comes my way, expanding in my own self,
Yes.
in finding my connections, uh, reaching out a bit in my community. That's been a little different. Again, I live in this small, like little hub city
Hmm.
of several major cities.
Okay.
And so for me, it's not big. And
Yeah.
energy work, I've found people. It's been few. It's been few, but I found people.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that there is this little community of people that are in these hidden pockets. And they're starting to expand. They're starting to expand.
Yeah.
And it's fun watching. It's fun watching people step into that. Even some that I went to school with that I'm like,
Mm.
oh, hey, look at you
Yeah.
having aerial sound baths and,
Right.
giving, gosh, yeah,
Yeah, that's the best.
yeah.
I
So as
love
far
like old friends from back in the day who I would never picture coming to me to ask me what they were asking or just seeing what they're posting. I'm like, oh wow. Okay.
But then you look at my fingers pointing back at me, and I'm like, yeah, they wouldn't have thought that either.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. I
What
love
kind
it.
of person did they see me as? So
Right. Yeah. You never know. And you don't ever want to go down that rabbit hole of thinking that's
yeah,
insanity. It's insanity.
it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Unless you look at your growth and go, oh, I'm
Right.
so glad I'm where I'm at.
Awesome. This has been great. One of the things that I've been liking to do with these is like what I call wild cards before we wrap it up. So I have like maybe three or four.
Okay.
If your healing style was a color, what color would it be and why?
Red.
Okay.
Red because it's the first thing that came to my mind, and I've learned to follow that when it
Yep.
happens.
Yeah. It's very stabilizing. Root chakra.
I think it gets to the root of all things.
Okay.
And so that's where I would go is red.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that. What's something that you've learned from your grandchildren? I know they're young, but something that you've learned from them that helped you spiritually.
To be on the level of who you're communicating with,
Mm.
meet them at their level. Um, kind of goes along with love them at their level.
Yeah.
But just like with all little kids, when you get down and see things from their perspective, the world looks way different. And so meeting a client even or a friend or whomever at their level and getting to see things through their perspective. I mean, as a facilitator, we get to see through the perspective of so many different people when they come in as a client.
Yeah.
Things we never would have saw, even when I try really hard not to analyze anybody's session
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm like, oof, don't don't add any layer of perspective. This is their party, their journey, their
Right.
self healing.
Right.
And when you can see it from where they're coming from, that's explosive.
It is. I agree.
That's their lives.
Love it. Love it. Love it. What is your favorite way to recharge your energy?
I am learning that one.
Mm,
I'm learning that one.
okay.
Spending time outside, though, seems to be
Necessary.
necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Spending outside time is is a massive connector for me, recharger. So I would say that right now, that's my number one. Also, breathing. I've been playing around with breathing. I know there's all these people who probably listen to you that have tons of years of experience, but for somebody who is new to this whole thing, like the breathing
It's like
is a
one of the number one things that I facilitate and teach and assist with people. Like they think it's like like rudimentary. I'm like, no, let's breathe. You need to breathe. A lot of people don't know how to breathe. Like a true, take a full breath. Let me watch you. And they do it. I'm like, I don't want to say you're doing it wrong, but that wasn't a full breath. And then just showing them how to breathe. It's just,
yeah. That was one of the first things that we learned in immersion. And we're going
yep.
back to
Oh, I'm
immersion.
sure.
But
Yeah.
she had like a whole section of her class that was on breathing and how we breathe so shallow and we don't
Yes.
take deep
Yeah.
breaths and we're not even being the full potential of breath that we can breathe.
Hmm.
Chip
Or
block.
acknowledging the energy of the air that we're breathing and just, yeah, all of it. It's just been
Yes.
overlooked for so long, understand it, because we're just humans. We take it for granted. But yeah, it's literally life force. So it's, yeah. Anyways.
Agreed.
Anyways.
So breathing has been a big one too. For
Yes. Good. Good. I love that. Especially outside. Fresh air. Love that. All right. If you could give one message to your younger self, what would it be?
be patient with yourself. Be patient. Sometimes I want everything in the instantaneous. I mean, we live in that immediate gratification world and being patient sometimes what I want right now is it's already in the making. I just have to be patient and wait for it.
Yeah.
When you look back, you recognize how many times you had those prayers or those requests answered. It just didn't happen exactly when you wanted it. So
Yeah.
patient, patient young one. It'll all work out. Be patient.
Love that. It's perfect. One of the last ones is I ask every single get, oh, I just remember, look what shirt I'm wearing. My superpower is quantum healing. I should have had this showing the whole time. If
Uh,
you had a superpower, what would it be and how would you use it to help humanity?
ah, superpower. Ooh,
Hmm.
hmm. Hmm. I am gonna go back to that love.
Okay.
The superpower of being able to love.
It is. I it's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And how many times, you let go of those judgments when you love somebody. So, and what was the second part of the question?
How to use it to help humanity, but that's what humanity needs. So that if you could just let someone taste true love, that would be an amazing superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. To be able to show it forward for them, to be an example of it. Um, Superpower of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think ultimately, yeah, that's that's what I'd want.
I'd say you have it and you're doing it.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank
I'm gonna
you.
note that I'm still human and you have those moments,
Yeah.
as we
Yeah.
all are.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
okay to accept that as well.
Yes. You gotta love yourself at your level. I'm
Yeah.
coining that. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Christina,
Run.
this has been amazing. This is so fun. Please come back. I know this is just the beginning of many co-creations with us because I just adore you already. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your light and your love, your wisdom. It's been an absolute honor to hold this space with you. Do you have any final thoughts or offerings or just messages you'd like for the viewers to know?
Just move forward with that love the best you can, and even yourself, loving yourself wherever you're at, because we all need that grace within us to remember that it's
Yeah.
okay to flub up and work our way through the muck once in a while and learn along the path. So, and thank you very much for having me on. I feel truly blessed that I got to spend time with you today. So,
Likewise, likewise. Where can everyone find you and work with you?
Consciousness Connections with CB, which is a mouthful. So maybe I can send you the link and you can put it in there.
Yeah, for sure.
.com. Or you can find me at Quantum Healers. I'm on their forum too and their directory. So, and I encourage anybody who does healing work to join that forum. I've learned so much from other
Oh yeah.
healers, like
Yes.
getting to communicate or just jump on when I had a question. Gee whiz. If
Yeah.
I could tell people like how many times I've searched for questions and
Right.
found how
Yeah.
many people have,
It's
yeah,
the best. And everyone's so eager to support and help. So it's, yeah, a great community.
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Awesome.
I think those two places.
All right. All right. Well, how's that for a heart hug of an episode? This is amazing. Big love and gratitude again to you, Christina, for joining me today, and big love to all of you who are tuning in. And if something in this conversation resonated, let us know in the comments. I always read them all. I always respond. And all of Christina's links also will be in the description. So definitely check her out, connect with her, explore all the magic that she's offering. And don't forget, again, to like, share, comment, subscribe. And I will see you in the next Universal Talks. Have an amazing everything. Speak soon.
Universal talks with the universe. Universal talks with you. Let the universe talk. talk to you.